Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been such a long time since I posted a video. I think the last video that I posted was in January or December even, maybe. I don't even remember. It's been that long. I never even told you what classes I was taking this semester or anything. So I really want to update you guys today, tell you what's been going on, why I haven't been posting videos, and just kind of fill you in on everything that's going on. This is my spring semester of my P3 year, so this is my last semester of actual classes before I start rotations in the summer, which is insane and awesome. But it's also been the hardest semester academically and in terms of like juggling everything for me. So first of all, so let's talk about the classes that I'm taking this semester because I never even told you guys what classes that I'm taking. Okay, so the biggest classes that I'm taking this semester are Med-Chem Pharmacology, that's one class, and Pharmacotherapeutics. Those are like the two biggest classes where we learn all of the chemistry of the drugs, how they work in the body, how the body affects them, and all that stuff. And then your actual like counseling points is what we learn in therapeutics, how to counsel people on a drug, when to take it, you take it with food, you not, do you combine these drugs don't go together, all that kind of stuff. So those are definitely the hardest two classes. And I'm doing fairly well in them, but it's been a struggle. It's just been a lot of studying. This semester we've learned a lot of the harder topics. Right now we're in cancer. I just took a test like 20 minutes ago on cancer drugs. Okay, so I just pulled up the list of actual topics that we learned this semester because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't even know what we've learned this semester. Like, my brain is so fried. Okay, so we've learned epilepsy was the first thing we did, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease and dementia, schizophrenia and depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, eating disorders. Then we did all the pain medications. So we did NSAIDs like your ibuprofen, aspirin, and we learned about opioids and all that stuff. So that was a difficult topic because you know how big the opioid thing is right now. There's a lot of them, and you have to kind of know like to calculate like the strength, and it was a lot. Gout, that was easy. Headache disorders, substance abuse, the immune system. So we did like organ transplants and that kind of thing. Arthritis, MS, psoriasis, lupus, glaucoma. So all of those like autoimmune disorders, cystic fibrosis. If I could talk, that'd be great. We did pediatrics, all the pediatric stuff. That was tough. That was a lot of information. Reproduction, pregnancy, contraception, menopause, medications, all that stuff. Erectile dysfunction, BPH, incontinence, cancer is what we just took our test on, and then we're going to be ending the semester with anemia. So a lot of the topics, a lot of them are kind of difficult. So it's been a hard semester. But that was just my Med-Chem P-Call and my therapeutics classes. We also had therapeutics recitation, which we didn't have too many recitations this semester, which was nice. So I didn't have to do a lot with that. We also had our second semester of PharmD seminar. So what we did this semester is we worked with a group and we had to work together to research a few articles and come together with a poster that we are going to present on Thursday. So I have a poster presentation on Thursday, which is virtual. So I'm here in my house. The actual poster presentation is down at my school, and we are virtually presenting to whoever shows up. I hate that class. I'm not going to lie. I personally am not into research. I don't enjoy it. I don't understand it. Like, we have to present it, and I'm like, okay, I at least know the title of my poster, but I don't know much else about it. So I really need to work this week to prepare for that presentation because I'm very not prepared right now. I also had a personal finance class, which I think that was actually my favorite class this semester. And I was hesitant, it was an elective, and I was hesitant to sign up for it because I was like, I can take a finance class on my own. I don't need to like pay my school all this money to take a finance class. But it was actually a Dave Ramsey course. So if you know who Dave Ramsey is, he's like a financial advisor. He has like all these kind of programs for you to get your finances kind of in order. He has like baby steps to follow to get your finances in order, and it was just really good actually. I had my husband watch some of the videos with me and kind of get on the same page with our finances and really work on like budgeting because we have been really lazy with that. And and with school it's just like, oh, I don't have money anyway, so but like we're actually like focusing, making a budget, making plans for paying off all this school debt which you need to do because if you're going to pharmacy school or medical school or whatever, you're going to have a lot of student loan debt probably, unless you saved to go to school, which most of us don't, unfortunately. so, so that's actually been a really good class to kind of get my head thinking forward in, sacrificing when I graduate and still living on a small income so that I can pay my student loan debt off, which is the goal, to pay it off as quickly as I can. My next class I took was Pharmacogenomics. And in that class, we learned about all the genetics, genetic testing, things like that, that goes into pharmacy. So it's kind of like a new up and coming thing. But there are some drugs where if people have different genetics, they might not be metabolized as well. If they're pro drugs, they might not be activated as well, so the drug isn't going to work like it should. So we learned all of that kind of stuff. It was interesting, but like kind of difficult because there's a lot of stuff just to remember, a lot of like codes for enzymes and stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's just a lot of brain power for me, but it's interesting. We had pharmacoeconomics this semester. I think that's probably one of my least favorite classes, just because I hate economics. I don't get it. But it was about like researching the medications and the pricing and kind of figuring out like, so say you were in a hospital and you're trying to decide if you want to add a drug to a formulary or not. You're going to research like the economic value. Is it worth adding it or not? Is the benefit worth the cost and all that kind of stuff. So my last class was Pharmacy Practice Essentials 2. And basically that class, there wasn't a lot in it that we had to do. That was the class where our PCOA exam factored into our grade, and then like we had every other week we had like a quiz on the top 300 drugs, brand generics, dosage forms, calculations, and all that kind of stuff, just to keep it kind of fresh in our minds since we are coming up to rotations and then NAPLEX in a year. So just kind of practicing that more. And that's the class where our OSCE exam over the summer is going to factor into, and all that stuff. So that was just a pretty basic class. Like we didn't have a lot to do in there. It was just kind of like I won't say random one, but we didn't have a lot to do in that class. So yeah, I think that was all my classes. So that was like 1, 2, 5, 6, 8 classes this semester. So that was a lot of classes to juggle. A lot of them didn't, or a few of them didn't have a lot of work, but most of them had a decent amount of lecture watching and with tests and, almost all of them. So it was just a lot to keep up with. On top of that, I have still been working. I work at a retail pharmacy, and like last semester, I wasn't working that much, like maybe 1 or 2 days a week. But this semester, they've been short-staffed, and I've been working anywhere from 14 to 20 hours a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're in pharmacy school and you have all this studying to do, and you guys know me, how I have a particular way to study that I know I do well with, right? I wasn't able to study like I normally do. This semester for me was all about survival, just like doing the baseline, just getting things done, not really not just getting the information in my brain and then practicing it. Like it was just about trying to get some information into my brain for the test. So like that's been this semester, which sucks because I don't feel like I've mastered a lot of the material, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I mean, I feel like kind of the work experience is going to be a lot more beneficial in the long run, because I mean I've learned so much at work that I'm not going to learn in school. Like they just don't teach it in school, and because I want to do retail, I find that more beneficial. I'm making connections. I'm proving that I'm a valuable asset, things like that. And I think that's been really beneficial, but it's been exhausting. This semester I've had multiple breakdowns. I've had like physical stress, like heart palpitations and like all kinds of physical stress. I haven't seen my family. It's been stressful. I haven't seen friends in so long. I keep having to turn people down because I'm like, I can't balance everything on my plate. I barely exercise, and you guys know I was training for a marathon. Oh, let me update you on that, by the way, if you care. So, in the fall, I ran 2 half marathons. My marathon was supposed to be the end of January, and I trained. My longest run was 18 miles. On my 20-mile long run, I went out there and I was like, yeah, this is my longest run. I'm gonna do it. And I had a couple nagging pains. I had a knee pain that kept coming and going the whole time I was training. I had developed a pain in my left foot that was kind of nagging me. Not horrible, like I could make it through, but it was annoying a little bit. Well, on my 20-mile run, I hurt my ankle. So I had to end up calling my husband to come pick me up 15 miles in. Like I couldn't even walk on it. So I ended up switching from the full marathon to the half marathon. And then when it come race day, it ended up being a complete washout, like downpouring rain that day. And so the race directors or organizers, whatever, decided to do a bib exchange where basically you go to the expo and I gave them my bib and they gave me the medal and I didn't even have to run it. I could like run it on my own time. But my husband was like, "Oh, you trained enough. Like you ran it. Like okay, good." So I have the medal, but I didn't actually run the race, so that stinks. But I do plan on training again come this summer, actually starting next month. I'm gonna train for a full marathon, and I'm not gonna register for it yet because I am starting rotations and all of that, and so I do feel like my schedule is going to lighten up once rotations start. I feel like I won't have something to do constantly once rotations start. So I feel like it'll be like working, like you work and then you have free time, and so I'm hoping that I'll have like I'll be able to do other things and it'll be fine. But I don't want to commit yet because I don't know how it's going to be. But yeah, that's been my semester so far. It's just been crazy. If you've emailed me or commented on anything, I honestly just haven't even responded to anything, and I'm sorry. I'm not like ignoring you on purpose, but on your list of priorities, school, work, family, those things have to come first, and YouTube is like a fun side hobby for me. And I love communicating with you guys and stuff, but honestly, on my list of priorities, YouTube is not making the top 5. So, it is what it is. I'm going to try to be better. I am vlogging this week, so I can show you kind of what a week looks like. And hopefully that next year during rotations, it won't be so crazy, so I'll be able to show you a bit more. But yeah, that's kind of how it's been. I hope you guys are doing well. If you're in school, are you coming to the end of your finals? Like I'm starting finals. Actually, I have my first final this Wednesday, and then I have like 2 more weeks of finals. So it's gonna be a crazy couple of weeks. But I cannot wait for a little bit of a break before rotations. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Comment below. Feel free to message me, and I will do my best to respond to you guys. But please bear with me if I haven't responded to you. It's just been crazy, and like I said, I can't do everything. I would like to pretend that I'm like a superhero, but I'm not. So bear with me. If you have any questions, leave them below. Comments. Let me know how you're doing in school. Are you surviving? Getting through it? Let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.